Well, Chauncey, what were you most impressed by from your team tonight? What did you like what they did?
Man, I just love the resolve. You know, we've second night of back-to-backs, we've been pretty good this year. You know, it's always tough to play against teams when they don't have their best players. It's such a letdown. And I thought we seen a little bit of that early. We let them kind of get after us a little bit. And then we turned it up. I thought our second half defense was high level. And as we talked before the game, man, we just passing the ball. You know, we did a lot of passing. We moving the ball. We moving bodies. I feel like we're just getting better, you know. So it was a good game overall for us. Attacked the paint, got to the free throw line. Just thought it was a pretty good, you know, well-rounded game for us.
Chauncey,
go ahead.
Pre-game again, talking about the passing. You've lamented more than a few times the last couple of years of not having practice time, but it feels like over the last couple of weeks you've introduced a couple new sets, couple new looks, couple new wrinkles, and it's opened up some stuff for DA, some duck-ins for Bari, just little sprinklings of things. Are those little tweaks? Do you feel like that's opening some things up within the rest of the offense that's maybe encouraging some additional flow, try to open things up and kind of show guys like, okay, if we get this, we get that one look, second look, the backside lob to DA where you have multiple looks of him leaking out the back from Malcolm, like those kind of situations.
Yeah, you know, we've had some time, you know, to really kind of put some things together, and you know, having a guy like DA who can put so much pressure on the rim. You know, that's why I'm on him so much about speed rolling. You got to roll, and sometimes it's a sacrificial roll. You don't get it all the time, you know, but you actually collapse the defense so bad that you may end up getting a guy at corner three. We've been able to when we have our unit, we're able to like run plays and you know. Run one play on the first play and then the counter on the second play or the counter in next series so it's fun to be able to do that, you know. I just think our guys are starting to get some synergy, you know, with each other, and without me, you know, running an ATO, you're seeing, you know, Scoot get downhill and throw that lob, or Malcolm throw that lob, or Ant throw that lob, or boom, the lob is not there, the skip pass is there. So, you know, they're starting to get to know each other, and it's just fun to watch, you know. We just keep talking about moving it, you know, just moving it. I don't know whose shot it's going to be. I don't know. Depends on how the defense plays. And it's been cool.
That fourth quarter that Scoot had, particularly those 3 threes he hit in a row, just overall, like, big picture, where would you say Scoot's shot is at right now compared to where it was at the beginning of the season? Like, how far do you think it still has to go?
It's come a long way. It's come a long way. More than anything, it's confidence has come a long way, too. And like any shooter, see, this is one of the things that, you know, when you get a guy like Scoot, who most people think he can't shoot, when he has an off night, they just act like he just can't shoot, which is not true. But there are great shooters in the league, the Steph Currys, and, I mean, Malcolm and Jeremy. Just last night, both go 1 for 6. It's just a bad night. Scoot goes 1 for 6. It's like, oh, man, this kid can't. And it's just not right. It's not fair. You know, the kid works on the shot all the time. People go under. I say, shoot it. Shoot it. And he's becoming a much better shooter. His confidence is there. I just want him to get his feet set, you know, and be on balance. And I got no problem at all with it.
Chauncey, what are you expecting for Wednesday? What do you think that's going to be like for you?
For me personally? It'll probably be a little weird for me personally, you know, even though I didn't coach Dame for like 10, 12 years, but, you know, I've been knowing him quite a while. But it'll be a little different having him in here, you know, just knowing, you know, what he meant to me as a coach, to be able to coach somebody like him. You know, I was thankful and grateful to be able to have him as the leader at my first job, you know, my first opportunity, because a guy like him it cleans up everything that the coach don't have to worry about. You know, your locker room, he handles on the floor. So he made it very easy for me. So I'm pretty sure he's had this game circled on his calendar since the trade, and I'm sure everybody in this state has too. So it's going to be a lot of fun. You know, I'm expecting the building to be crazy. I'm expecting everybody to be there and show Dame a lot of love as he deserves. And I'm expecting a great game.
Did you try to convince him to stay?
No, I didn't try to convince Dame to stay. You know, I always just wanted the best for Dame, and I didn't want to get in the way of that for my own selfish reasons. You know, bigger than this basketball thing is he's a friend of mine, and he's almost kind of like a little brother to me. And I felt like at that time, the best thing for Dame was to go do what he had to do, you know, and hopefully he get in a great position to go chase the championship. And obviously he's in a great position, so it worked out perfect. You know, I really do think it worked out perfect.
For him or for?
Well, for him, of course, for him. I mean, which is what it was all about. You know, he's and still at the end of his prime. You know, but those years go pretty quickly. You know, and I know that. So he'll be chasing it for a little while. You know, but obviously in the situation that we're in, you know, you don't want to see him in that type of spot where we're doing what we're doing and he's out there bumping and grinding and scrapping and clawing and getting 30s and 40s, and we can barely win those games. It's just a tough situation to be in for him, but he never complained about it. You know, he's just a soldier, man. He came to work and did the best he could every single time, and I respect that about him.
What do you make of the stuff that's happened in Milwaukee over the last couple of weeks? Because obviously you've known Doc for a long time, I'm sure, but then also, you know, Griff was kind of in the same position that you were in when you first got here. You know, first-time head coach, still trying to fight. Like, what did you make of that whole situation, just based on what you were able to see of it?
Yeah, it's a lot, man. Obviously, I feel a little tough for Griff, you know, because I know how that is being a first-time coach, and I took over this, you know, team, and there weren't like championship aspirations. Maybe some fans thought that they were, you know, but not quite like having an MVP and having Dame and having won the championship not too long ago. It's a tough spot, you know, and I also know that when you first take over, you might be thinking one thing and it turns out it's another thing, but you might not realize that for a year or two. You know, there's some growth that has to happen. So I'm sure even right now he's probably saying, dang, I wish I would have, man, if I had a do-over, you know. And sometimes when you're in a highly pressured situation, you don't have that luxury, you know. But obviously they were very lucky, you know, once they got over that to have Doc right there. You know, Doc obviously has been a great coach, you know, has coached a lot of stars, coached a lot of egos, coached a lot of people. Has the respect, had the press. He got everything that you would want, you know, if you're chasing that at that time. So we'll see how it works out, but I hope they don't win their next game.
Thank you all.
All right.